Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're connected from. This is Felix, and on the market updates. If you've been following us, I'm sure you've been seeing the narrative of the boom and the returning of the market. Well, we talked about the market to get down to $73,000, and of course, we hit down to $74,000. And since then, we've been up and officially confirmed the up. We remember talking about crossing above this channel, and then we have a reversal of the market moving up. And now there are little confusion in the market right now, and I know a lot of us have been seeing the kind of up and down in the market right now. And one of the major factor is in the market we have some kind of tomorrow is holiday in America, something, right? Tomorrow is a holiday in America. We have over $1 billion Bitcoin short by one of the mega whale in the market. And of course, it's creating a kind of diluted reaction in the market. So one of the top whales in the market have a total short of the market worth of $1 billion, right? Yeah. So, and of course, look at it. So it's creating some kind of reaction. A lot of people looking at, okay, the market will continue to have a short move, and a lot of people are shorting too because of this will. But nevertheless, that's not an issue because if you look at it, you have series of orders that were following each other concurrently. So today at about 3 p.m., I have an open order of 107,000. Sorry, no, at the price of 107,300. Excuse me, where he shorted whole lot of accumulated volumes. And so the total size of short market right now, it's about $1 billion in the market. You can find, see the position size. However, I think that is already having some, it's already having some kind of floating loss. Yeah, unrealized loss about 5 point something million dollars. Yeah, but this is the person to have some completed trade before now, where because his long position was open and it was closed. All right. So this was closed, and of course, realizing about 16 point something million dollars of profit. Right. Yeah, I think so. And then with about fee of about 1 point something million dollars. Right. So, but all of a sudden, of course, all of a sudden we have a kind of a flip at 3 p.m. So that was pushing a lot of people looking at the market to be bearish, and of course, market down to have continued down up, start reacting negatively. But nevertheless, I have a long position like I sent in the morning, and I actually did say to it because this was a correction that we wanted, that this was supposed to be a support, right? Which was the resistance we have before that. The moment we flip over here, that was going to be a very good one. So for us, having this correction down was not a bad deal for Bitcoin. And so we should expect that Bitcoin should have some kind of move, perhaps breaking this point now probably to $114,000 region and all of that. So, but there are mixed feeling in the market right now, coupled with tomorrow is holiday in America and all the like. So you don't want to have Bitcoin cross below probably the one, maybe a flip down, right? At the market open tomorrow. So you flip down to 105 to 106,000, and if you can have a bounce up, fine. But if you have a flip and a candle close below here, and then that's going to be very dangerous for us, probably going back to 99,000, right, or $100,000. But I think I'm more positive, right, that the market's supposed to continue up. But nevertheless, anything can happen in the market, actually with this big, but there is no amount that cannot be liquidated. So it doesn't matter how much amount of money that was opened by a whale, but that's actually set reaction in the market. So if you are new to the market, you have to be extra careful so that not to get liquidated or not to buy coins like that. Of course, we know that altcoins have been suffering in this movement, we've not really seen any very positive outcome of, for, altcoins as it were. So you want to be a little bit careful, right? So today, the market to close, all right, and then the new open, we should be able to see if we'll just have a week below this black line, which about 106,000, 105,000. So I believe the market correct back down to we have a massive just correction to sweep this liquidity down here, with about 104,000, all of that, right? That's going to be a nice one. And then we continue to rally it up. So we're supposed to continue the bullish momentum. And so for this, it's normal for us to have a market rally and then a pullback and rally and then a pullback, then before the next rally. All right. So that's one of the things I want us to understand, in the market, but there's a mixed feeling. And that means you have to be a little bit careful. And that's just the truth of the matter. And so like I've said, if bots go crazy, then that means you're going to find Bitcoin, probably to return back to 104, 102,000 or get a bounce from 9,900,000 just to go up. It's the worst case scenario that will look very crazy and one will be very, very high, much afraid. It probably to go below $97,000 or to the $94,000, the case may be. But anything is possible when it has to do with market because of, for instance, we're going to have low liquidity in the market tomorrow, Monday, and of course, volatility will not be so healthy. And so you want to be careful, except for those of us who have time to do some short trade, not like, and then you'll be able to have, whatever money you probably want to make within a time frame and all of that. So like I've said, you can imagine $1 billion worth in being short in the market. That's a very crazy one, you understand? Okay, so but for give and take the market, we're still bullish, right? We're still in the bull market, and we should be able to have more continuation, as it were. But this is the challenge, generally speaking, people react to things and have actions or things happening in the market, and then people want to react because of one or two issues and all of that. Okay. So, but this is the point I'm trying to make. Tomorrow ordinarily is a holiday in America. And now, so if it's a holiday in America, so you wouldn't want a situation where you'll be caught in between and all of that. Okay, I actually wanted to have this coin. It has gone far and small. Right. Okay. So that for Bitcoin, and for me, I have a long position at open. I even add to the DCA. Those of you who are on future trading, say pays future trading on our platform. I sent a signal yesterday. I was long, and then as it came down again, I added more position. If you look at it, um, over here, I sent it. If you're on the private mentorship for, or you are on the page future, I send as a DCA. So because I'm having a target of for 114,500 region for Bitcoin eventually for able to break out. And then from there, the $126,000 and all that. So, but remember that anything can happen in the market, but give and take. We said if the market's going to maintain the steady kind of a thing at top of the roof towards September this year. And for me, I'm a bit likely positive for altcoin to start rallying, from to start rallying from June that we're entering into and all of that, So, but of course, if you have been following us, I told us about Solana for people to have bought Solana at $94 and all of that. But of course, not everyone will pay attention on time and all of that. And see, I have a long position on Solana, right? So whatever want to happen. So maybe when you are doing that, you are trying to put a low leverage. And even when you are not buying Solana on future, so if you're buying on spot, so you can do average of about 7% to return back to 183 or to 195. So we should have a target of 195 for Solana or DOE. But if it's unable to make it, then you have Solana to return back to $149 or $150 and all of that. So you don't want to use a very high leverage, right? So that if the impact is so crazy. You will not be negatively affected so much and all of that. So that for me, for the Bitcoin and all of that. So I've thought that tomorrow is a holiday, then you expect some kind of low liquidity in the market and all of that. So for DXY, we still continue to go down. Okay, let's quickly go back to DXY as it were. So now I've told us it's very simple. If you're a forex trader, I think that is very simple one for everyone to understand that if you're a forex trader, you've been following us and I will tell us that as long as the DXY is down or whatever DXY is good, just go opposite for Euro USD, GBP USD, and all of that. Why? It's just an upside down, very simple. Yeah, not that you wouldn't look at some technical stuff, but this just is an easy tap for you. And if you have been following us, even if you are following us on the Forex group, and I said the best approach to trading Forex currencies is to swing, and so that you wouldn't give yourself unnecessary stress or panic in the market and all of that. And so we have these to break out. And of course, it went bullish at a point, and then we're supposed to continue bullish. But we told us that we needed to break this point and continue to rally up. But unfortunately, we have a reversal. And that's exactly what gave, that kind of strength to Euro USD, GBP USD, and all of that. So it just upside down. And we saw that here, and we said, being that as it may, for the fact that DSY continued to rally down, then we should have a reversal for Euro USD and we'll have this breakout. And so you can see that Euros is already on the game again to return back to, the up here and probably returning back to 1.11, 1.16 right, region and all of that. Of course, if the SY, which I can say it's more because of the interest rate kind of a thing and all of that. So the DXY now still continue to go grab as low as possible, downward here and, whatever thing you want to have. So it's a good deal, right? So, but if the DSY is going to be very crazily crash down, that's going to be a very big money for us if you are trading Euro USD, GBP USD, say to work. Okay, so Euro USD, GBP USD, yeah, Euro USD, GBP USD, not GBP, JPY. Okay. And I told us that, GBP USD, it's more volatile than Euro USD. And so you can see that the bullish was crazy as long as fast we have, and of course, there were some more fundamentals around GBP, last week. And so that contributed to more parabolic move. So you should expect more up move, all right, for Euro USD, right? And GBP USD, even in this week, we enter into. But of course, you want to be careful tomorrow because of holiday, especially anything that has to be paired with dollar and all the like. And so I think you can just do those correlation to other currencies. And one of the biggest things I always advise most of us who are trading is that don't trade too many instruments at a time and all of that. Now, okay, so let's look at gold as it were. So gold, we continue rallied up, like we said, and then that I said we shouldn't break down here, and then we didn't, and then we continue to rally up. A lot of people are looking. So what do we want to look at gold this week? Of course, we should have a continuation up move, but of course, a pullback first, and then we should continue to rally up until we're able to sweep this. We're going to break. My ultimate goal for gold right from the one after $3,300 price or $3,600 price as it were. But anything can happen when it has to do with market. And so for you to be fine, you just need to know where is the market is and where is it going. And of course, what's the market doing right now? And it's very, very important. And that's why I always say you take your time to study the market and all of that. So if you follow me, the market and all of that, I've said this year more. I was on long on Bitcoin yesterday, and today I had just add more position, and I've actually sent it to the people who are on the forum, of crypto future traders, and those people too in a segment of what's it called? In a segment of private mentorship, future trading segment, and all of that. So okay, so Solana's removing and all of that. Of course, that would have been a better entry down here before, but of course, I was not even available and all of that. So, but I was been in long, and I'm sure that long I was yesterday, or okay, early in the morning, and I think I was in a drawdown. So when I came back, I have to DCA into Bitcoin. But remember, I said we have how many? $1 billion short position in the market, which is creating a lot of narrative in the market right now. Even though, so that same short position, it's having some kind of, okay, let's refresh and see how much right now. Okay, so that's about 3%, which about $5.8 million as unrealized loss. Okay, now 6 million and all of that. Now, so the point is that these people, for anyone to have been in such position, you should know that he has much, much, much fund available to do what he's doing as it is. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think caution is this. Tomorrow we've said there's holiday in America, and now so you want to be caution about the pairs of instrument and of course distance you want to cover, and that's going to help you to preserve your capital as much as possible. And then you should expect kind of slow move and then very zigzag move that can push people off. So if I were you, I would not use too high leverage in my trading if you are trading futures, and then you don't want to use a very too much big lot size if you are trading any currencies that appear with US dollars. Okay, so it's very, very important. Well, so like I said, as a gold, so we want gold to maybe pull back and then we continue the rally up for gold. And I think it was an amazing trade for us last week, the week that we just concluded, all of us that are trading on our forum, right? So 1 month is almost gone for our 3 days, our 3 month challenge, right? And what is in our 3 month challenge was just being able to pass some of those challenge accounts, and then again being able to have enough fund, all right? Being able to have enough fund into your personal trading account, all right? So so people ask me, okay, what's going to be the fate of altcoins? I've told us altcoins probably the June, month of June, we're entering to some altcoins should be having some kind let's look at it. Some altcoins should start be having some kind of move, but we can't rule out the fact that some altcoins actually move. It's just that sometimes we're not there. Okay. Um, okay, I think Moonend eventually move. The last time we talked about Moondeng, all right? And please, I beg your pardon, sometime when we ask you to buy some tokens and they did massively well, okay, I think it was when was that we bought Moondeng? I can't remember, but I just know sometime, sorry. So when you buy coin and then they did well or they are doing well, so it is expedient for you, okay, beginning of this month, it's expedient for you to look at taking out some profit and then following the trend and all of that. So because most time people just look at, I said the whole essence of you buying a coin is that you're speculating that the price of the coin was going to go up, right? Okay. So that the price of the token was going to go up. And so as soon as it had gone up and it has recorded some reasonable profit for you, then you want to take out some of those profits. That's the truth. And then the best bet is that when the token present another profit level, all right, you have taken another entry. And that's just the best opportunity, or the best approach you can use for your business, right? So, but sometimes a lot of us will buy some tokens and we do nothing, right? When the token even have done well and all of that, we do nothing about them, all right? Echo me, so then you can echo me. So we do nothing about them, and then the market move up and come down and then begin to do whatever thing you do. Echo me, let me look at this token. Okay, Coinbase still want to be doing their base protocol. Echo me, where are you? Okay. Okay. Kumi. So it's both on base and so let me look at Kumi as Umi. I doubt if we can have it on that centralized exchange yet. Okay, so yeah, I think this token was which one to go? Dex screener. Okay, so place you are trading, you buy a coin, it has moved sometime maybe 50% and all of that. And of course, you know why you bought the token, OMI. Then there is nothing bad you selling part of it and allow the market to retrace back and you add to your position. Okay, so OMI, yeah, okay, yeah, that's about, yes, there's an old coin and does trying to resuscitate and all of that. So look at, yeah, diluted cap. Yeah, so OMI, so if you check probably on, okay, so OMI, how many of us bought that? Omikami, we bought that time and all of that. So OMI is available on MXC, OKSGate.io, and then all of that. So if you look at it, wow, okay, so 5 years ago, okay, and now, so yeah, so OMI, I think I was going through some of their activities, trying to rebuild some stuff. And so it's not an expensive token. Why not? To get a little of it and watch how it plays out. I'm not sure it's going to be a bad one. Oh, I'm sorry. I actually opted out to another environment entirely. I didn't know. So OMI seems very cheap and all of that. So why not? If you get some, why not? You probably give some money and all of that for OMI. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I told us, you want to be a little bit careful for the market because the narrative of 1 billion short position is going to have some psychological effect. So a lot will be shorting and then, so not going to be surprised. So that's why if you are entering any market, you have to use a low leverage, probably 3x, 4x, 5x, maximum of 10x, so that you can still control the risk, right? So I actually use cross margin my trading, and so sometimes I can be on a floating loss without looking at it. So, but when you have a control over your leverage, that's going to help you a lot. So rather than, jumping too many leverage, because you see some people using 50 leverage, 50x, 40x, and all of that. Just like even this guy, you can see that, look at this is using 40x or something. Yeah, 40x. If I'm not mistaken. Let's look at it. Yeah, look at it. 40x. That's quite big, right? That's quite big for, so you have to be very careful so that you can have control over whatever. Yeah, so but truth of the matter is that structurally speaking, the market have a tendency of, pushing down to, like I said, tendency of pushing down to 104,000 and then 99,000. So if it's going to push down to 104,000 or 99,000 from probably where it shot from, man, that's going to be very massive. That's about 6%. Yeah, 6 to 7%. So 6 to 7% on 40x, so that's about uh 40 times 6 or 7. So 7 times 40. Yeah. So that's going to be 280%. And so if it happens that way, so that guy with the about up to $1 billion short, then that's going to be a crazy amount of money made, right? So, but you have to reduce your own exposure so that you will not be under issues as to well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's just the basic I have for us tonight. That the market. So many of us who have been asking questions about the altcoin, what's going to happen. Of course, for me, you'll be more positive by month of June, probably to have some playback for some altcoins and all of that. Let's look at this Kogi. Okay, so I talked about OBT the other time to some of us. Since then, it has not moved to that much. I think it was just struggling because we swap on OBT, OBT, probably, let me get coin, gecko, or desk screener. Okay, Dex, okay, OBT, and funny enough, OBT and this other one is still, they are still on Coinbase protocol. So they are still on base protocol, OBT and OMI. Let's look at it. OMI. Okay, so OBT. Yeah, OBT on Coinbase, yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are in our ecosystem, remember that what we stand for is very simple. Okay, you can see sluggish, not really enticing at all. So, but the most important thing, when you buy some of these tokens, what you do is just to buy some of them, hold them, and what will happen the next 2, 3 months or so, or the next 6 months because of when we get to the all-time high. Yeah. So this is the whole essence of diversification. And then when you buy some tokens, and then when they start doing well, you'll be surprised of how much money you can make, over time. And so, but quite unfortunate, sometimes we don't pay attention to some of those tokens because we literally just okay, let me juggle over here. Juggle, 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 juggle over here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think so even how many of okay, many of you will not know. But I remember Hyperliquid when I told some of us to buy Hyperliquid was long time. And then it went up to about $25 before it crashes down to $3. Yes. And now because so new narrative on Hyperliquid. So that means Hyperliquid have a chance of going to about 90 to $100 eventually. Yeah. So Hyper that yes, chances are there for hyper. Let me just go over here. Got a lot of things, you can do future trading on hype for now on the application. Yeah, hype. Yeah, so it came down to about $3. Because I have some that I bought at $10, some at about yeah, some at $10. Yeah, so some at $22. And so eventually when it came to $3, so that I think that should be a lesson for all of us because sometimes when we buy a coin and then it crashes, we continue to make noise. Oh, the coin I bought. Yeah. So Hyperliquid. Oh, this coin I bought so a month, see what has happened, yada yada yada, and all of that. Meanwhile, when we're supposed to be decent to the markets when we complain. And so as much as I remember, it came to $3. So I probably may not be able to open that up here, but it came to about $3 and all of that. So one of the things is that especially those of you who trade as a full career trading, traders, I said the best you can do for yourself is that you trade, you make money, then you diversify your money. So because some insane money you can make in your crypto or buy some token and hold, and then it's going to give you some crazy money, and that's going to create a kind of multiplier effect for you. But sometimes we get carried away because when it has to do with trading, you can be doing well right now, and then anything can happen, emotion and all of that, you blow off all your money. And that's the whole ideology where we encourage people that when you come in, you need scalable fund. So like big capital, and glory be to God, like Prof Firm is really helping a lot of people if you know what you're doing, right? You pass challenge, you get funded, and then you get out some money and push into your personal funding account. So sometime when you trade, you make like, let's say $5,000 in the month. So when you take it out, you're going to take like probably $2,000 of it. I know definitely there's going to be need for you to do one or two things for yourself. Then you're buying some coins. Now, no matter what it is, I can remember vividly, I kept telling people that Solana is going to come down to $95. And it came down to $94. And it came down to 94 or 95 Garand there. So from 94, 95 to 180 something, that's already some money. Okay. So from 90 something, so that's almost 100%. And that's reasonable. And so that's one of the things I always encourage people. You're trading, you make money, you should be able to diversify into buying not only crypto, but some stocks. And I've mentioned a lot of things for us that people need to diversify both local and international stocks so that you just be fine. See Nigerian stock, it's now 17 naira. Remember, I told you guys, I said the way this guy was going, that probably may end up hitting up to 90 to 100 naira. And now that's just a stock that was sitting down below 30 naira at a point and was struggling there. But there you are, about 17 naira right now. All right. So one of the things is that I most time tell people that making money is not about just hit and run and all of that. It's more mechanical and strategic than what we used to think. Okay. So, like I've said, please, you are going to be careful in the market tomorrow because of to be volatile and take all your money. And then you are entering any market, especially when it has to do with dollar related, you're going to use a very low leverage. Okay. And then future, you're going to use a low leverage, right? Because the chart is actually crazy, and so we can have a flip down, right? Can have a flip down for like Bitcoin and say flip down to 104,000, and then boom, we can go up. But if we do not go up, like I've said, above that point, then it's going to be very dangerous, okay? So when we couldn't go above this point, if we flip below 106, 105 to 104K and take out this liquidity, and then we couldn't flip back above this point, then expect Bitcoin to return back to 99,000 and 100,000. And I'm sure that was the calculation that person did. And then if this did not hold, then 97,000 and yeah, 97,000, right? And the longer waiting 93,000 is still pending. Yeah, there are a whole lot of liquidity or buy positions at $93,000 for Bitcoin. Is it going to happen? Anything can happen, all right? And so that's why you don't want to be a kind of victim of circumstances. So you want to find the candle close today, and then a new candle open, flip down with the two, and then sweep some liquidity, then return back. But sweeping liquidity, not returning back, it's going to be very dangerous for us. So DXY, like I've said, it's going to have gone down. Then for those of us who are trading some currency pairs, now Euro, USD, GBP, USD, you want to be adding more to your buying positions, and as much as possible. All right. And then the advantage of like some of those tokens, like I said, OMI, is that even when you buy it crashes, just let it be. Over time, when it recover, then you're going to make money. That's the truth. And then understand equally that some of those tokens, if you buy them, probably they end up not doing well, right? So you don't need to go and give yourself unnecessary stress. Oh, I bought this coin, and for that, the coin didn't do well. I'm tired. No, 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 no. You just need to understand that this is This is a very, very fantastic opportunity. And of course, you expect up and down. And then after the up, you see it down. After the down, you see it up. And that's why I say bear market is not your friend. Neither is the bull market is never your friend. Neither is the bear market your enemy. Because if there's no bear, where will you buy? That's the truth. If there's no bear, when will you buy? When there's no bear, where will you buy? So bear is an opportunity for you to buy, all right? So bear is an opportunity for you to buy. Bull is an opportunity for you to sell. Well, a lot of people buy and never sold because when they get up, they don't even know when to sell, right? And they say, because the last time I sold everything, market move on. And that's why you need knowledge. You need understanding so that it will not be like that. So you need to wake up, all right? Identify what you want to do part time. They said the other time when I bought it and I was selling, and then after I sold, as if they were waiting for me to sell, and now the market went up after I sold, and then it still continued to go up to now. That's why you need to be strategic as much as possible. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, so let's stay careful because tomorrow will be Monday, and outside that, it's a holiday in America, and now that could impact the market somehow, very, very dicey, right? You understand? It can be very dicey, all of that. So, ladies and gentlemen, okay, let's say Bitcoin potential 100x, analyzing 5,000 numbers, formulating. Okay, looking for the next big crypto opportunity. Solaxi, Bitcoin Bull token, and Mind of Pepe, resale project with macro cap valuation, making them potential 100,000 by 2025. Yeah, this Solaxi, Bitcoin Bull token, and Mind. Okay. I don't know. I've not had time to actually analyze all of those things. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, if you want to snap it, you can snap it, check by yourself later. And then, but only if you have money, you can buy on MXC. And at the same time, OBT, not OBTEX, not OBTEX. What is that scam that people collect their people's money left and right? Okay, so nevertheless, so if you want to take a snapshot, you can take it and all of that. So thank you very much, everyone. Do have a nice rest.